Hello and welcome to Ivory Times TV. I'm Sally Turner, joined here today with reporter and C&D editor Charles Poladian to discuss a new film called Gravity, starring Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. Okay, Charles, we've only seen the trailer, but already there's a lot of hype about this film. People are saying it's going to be one of the biggest films of the year about space travel. Now, in the trailer, we got to see kind of Sandra Bullock tumbling through space. It looks quite dramatic, but one of the issues was space debris. Is this a real threat, according to NASA?
Actually, it is. Space debris is a huge problem. There's over 500,000 different pieces of space debris that NASA tracks on a daily basis. There's also different measures and things in place in order to ensure that space debris is accounted for, and if need be, the International Space Station can be moved in an appropriate time and the astronauts are safe.
Now, in preparing for a role, Sandra Bullock actually worked really closely with an astronaut. What else did the filmmakers do to kind of ensure accuracy?
Well, Sandra Bullock worked with Katie Coleman, who was a member of the International Space Station, and she had discussed what it was like being in microgravity. And for Coleman, she described how there's a point in time where you could literally use a piece of your own hair to push yourself around the space station. So there's aspects of working within microgravity, but aboard the ISS, there are a lot of experiments that go on.
And you got an exclusive interview with Chris Cassidy, an astronaut. So what did he tell you about his line of work?
Cassidy was great. He is a former Navy SEAL and also a NASA astronaut. Aboard the International Space Station, he worked as a flight engineer. He worked on different spacewalks and was actually in a rather dangerous situation just this summer. He was working on a spacewalk with an Italian astronaut, Luca Parmitano, and Parmitano described feeling a wet sensation in the back of his head, and his helmet started filling up with some water. The spacewalk was canceled, and he had to go back to the airlock, depressurize, and this process lasted about half an hour. So this whole time, Cassidy was reporting to ground control and saying that, everything's fine, and luckily Parmitano suffered no injuries from it, but it was a scary situation that was totally unexpected. He described having a cuff checklist, a basic way to handle any sort of dangerous event or in case of emergency, what to do. And he said that such an event wasn't even on the checklist, and it kind of goes to show as much training and preparation as NASA does on the ground before even being aboard the International Space Station. It's about being prepared for the unexpected.
Okay, speaking of training, NASA kind of worked with the film Gravity as well, and they also released kind of what they do in terms of training their astronauts. So what are the biggest lessons astronauts learn in terms of, their own safety and avoiding dangers like space debris?
Basically, to just be prepared. As the example of Cassidy showed, it's being prepared for any possible event, but also experiments. There's several experiments about fires in space and how to contain fires in space that are actually active right now on the International Space Station. So there's these ways to learn more about it. Obvious tracking and other tools like that with space debris. They're tracking thousands of pieces of debris on a daily basis, projecting whether or not it could hit an astronaut or it could hit the International Space Station, and just being, diligent about keeping all those records.
And finally, I know Gravity hasn't come out yet, but we've seen the trailer, and space and science has a huge cult following. How do you think they're going to respond to the film just by seeing the trailer?
I think they're going to love it, to be honest. There's that heightened sense of drama that comes with being stranded in space, and to think of this pure isolation, it's 100% terrifying. I think it could be the best horror movie for many people in a long time.
And Sandra Bullock as an astronaut, who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Yeah.
Thanks, Charles.
Thank you.